the green check, or just chat yes in the chat box if you can hear me. Okay, I see some green checks. I see some yeses. All right. Using Webex, I cannot put those back down, so if you'll just check them again and put them down. And next I want to check if you can see my screen. So you should see NCEES CEUs, My Professional Development on your screen. If you were looking at other things, you may have minimized this screen, so you may need to look in your taskbar to find the icon for Webex to open it back up. All right. The screen sounds as clear. Awesome. Okay, great. So I think we can get started. And we have over 150 people signed up, so that's great. So let's get started. You can put your hands down, your screen checks down, and we'll get started. So today is NCEES CEUs, My Professional Development Session. We're so excited for you to join us today. I am Cammie Nairn. I work for NCDPI in the Digital Teaching and Learning Department under Home Base. And I do manage two systems, the NCEES, your evaluation system and professional development system, as well as the Learning.com K-8 Digital Literacy Initiative system. And joining me today is Kathy Kozar-Oliver. Kathy, would you say hi?
Yes, yes. My name is Kathy Kozar-Oliver. I am the Southeast Regional Education Facilitator. I work with Beginning Teacher Support, Teacher of the Year, Principal of the Year, Teacher Working Conditions. But prior to this position, I was the Professional Development Coordinator for Brunswick County Schools, where I learned to just love and live in NCEES. And I just want to encourage you as a teacher that this is the perfect place to keep everything so organized for yourself as a professional. From your evaluations, which is all about continuous improvement, to your PDPs and those personal goals to perfect our skills, to housing all of our CEUs, our continuing education units, on one transcript, so that when it's time for my license renewal, every 5 years, everything is in one place. So I hope that you will just have a better understanding of that today, and you'll become as passionate as I am. So thank you for joining us. We appreciate all that you do. Thank you.
Okay, and if you did not get your link to your slide in your NCEES when you registered in NCEES and you looked under the Resources tab on your course, it is linked there, but I also pasted it into the chat. And we still have maybe one or two that can't hear, so I don't know, Kathy, do you see those now? Do you see the questions in the chat?
I do, and I will go back through those right now. Thank you.
Okay, so I advised Andrea to go out and come back in and make sure they choose call using computer. That has to be chosen for them to hear anything. But there's also audio under their drop-down, Kathy, that they can go up and click on and try to test their audio. Thank you. All right, so we are using Webex. We are brand new to this at DPI, so got a couple behind me now. So we are learning as we go. But again, here's just a picture of your drop down. Let me get my pointer on. A picture of your drop down here. And this is where you go to open that participants panel. Most of you have found this by now. The chat panel, the Q&A. We can just stick with chat for questions. That's fine with me. And that'll be easier just to be in one spot. Our session today, this is our learning objective. That you will learn how earned credits can show on your My Transcript in NCEES, and how you can take the NCDPI courses that are in NCEES. And many of your districts are also creating locally created professional learning opportunities in NCEES. And then we show you how to manage those courses under My Courses tab and how to enter credit requests. And we align today's session to leadership in digital learning, where teachers will demonstrate leadership in accelerating their integration of digital teaching and learning pedagogies. So this is just a quick slide to show you how that if you did register through NCEES, and if that has not gone through well, we will take care of that after the session. Just keep a link to our emails. They are in these slides. And we will follow up with you if you have any issues with this process today. So you should have gotten this registration link here and registered in NCEES, and you would have logged in through the NCA Cloud, clicked on it. It would bypass this if you use this link. It would take you straight from NCA Cloud to the registration page where you click register. And then once you registered, you can go to My Courses tab, click on the title, and get the resources for today's slides, which I've also posted in the chat. You will also need at the end of the session this Performance Matters app. This marks your attendance. And again, if you don't have this already, don't worry about it now. We want to get into our session today. If you want to try to do it, it's Performance Matters app in the Play Store or the iPhone store, whatever that's called. And that you'll need this code when you set it up. And it is case sensitive. And then when you're ready, we're going to unveil the code at the end of the session. Once you've logged in, you should see a screen like this where you can choose to scan the section code at the end of today's session. So hopefully you guys have already been attending sessions and you're very familiar with that process. And if you don't have a smartphone or a device to do the code, we will make sure that you are registered in NCEES and that we mark you as attended. So we have today's list where you logged in as well. So our agenda today, we're going to look at professional development and do activity, a mind map activity. So think about what professional development is to you, and we're going to do that activity. And then we're going to look at some do you knows and some find outs. So do you know how many CEUs are required to renew your certification? Where do you find CEUs in your district? What is the approval process in your district? Where can you find your PSU's professional development information? And then we're going to take a look at NCEES and where do you find the PD there? And what about outside of NCEES? Maybe I need to go on leave for a month or two and I'm marked in active in staff UID and I can no longer get into NCEES. Or maybe I've retired but I'm planning on coming back in a year to teach. Where do I find professional development outside of NCEES? We're going to tell you about that. And then if I earn those credits when I am in NCEES, can those credits be recorded in NCEES? And we'll take a look at Transfer Credit Manager. And then that all-important NCEES staff transcript. And Kathy's going to tell you all about that. She's awesome with this. Her district, Brunswick County, used NCEES to its full potential and put all their credits in NCEES. And she can tell you all about the transcript. And then we're going to do a quick little scavenger hunt activity at the end. And then we'll give you those last few minutes to sign in to be able to mark your attendance so that you can get your certificate within a week. All right, Kathy, are we ready for this one?
I think we're ready. So here's a little activity, and we'd love for you to participate using a little Padlet mind map activity. And Cammie is going to speak all about that because you get to really be creative to express yourself. But I want you to think about professional development right now and how you would define that. So here it says, instructional or support staff, you support students' academic growth. Every child should grow because we want every child to develop to their fullest potential. And I know that's our whole mindset. So what does professional development look like to you and for you right now? So if you could define that and just share that with others, and we're going to set the timer, and we're going to give you an opportunity just to respond to this question. What does professional development look like for you and to you right now? And we're going to share this out, and then Cammie is going to just share about all of the wonderful creative ways that you can use Padlet.
Okay, thank you. So this is the Padlet. Please click on the link in the chat bar or on the slides. If you have the slides open, you're going to get to this page. Would love for you to participate. If you've never done a Padlet before, it's very easy. You can double click on here. It will open a little note where you can put in your title. And we want you to answer, what does PD look like to you, for you right now? What can you share with others? If you want to post a picture, please do. If you want to just type in what you think professional development is, maybe you want to recommend a book that you're reading right now, anything that you can share about professional development. We're going to take 4 minutes to do this activity. You do have to be in this activity here. So we're not going to annotate today. So please click here. You can double click on the screen, or if you see the pink circle in the bottom corner, click on that. And then once you've posted your note, if you want to get pretty, you can change the colors on it. You can edit your post. You can post a picture in here as well. So I'll let you play with that. And any posts that you see that you like, you can heart them. All right.
Wow. I mean, you guys are absolutely awesome. I see so many creative responses, and just it's just incredible how professional and our North Carolina teachers, how awesome you guys are. So I would just, if I could, I want to just really look at some of your responses, and there's so many, and it's so overwhelming because they're all so wonderful. I wish I had time to read them all, but we'll compile them and we'll make sure that they're there. Tammy, if you will just add too, if they're not able to post, and I know this is your Padlet, could you just add some words of wisdom there, just so that they can post their Post-it notes?
So how to post?
Some are just not able to do that right now, or type.
Huh. So, okay, so if you can't, so usually you just click this little corner piece. Everybody should be able to click that dot or double click on the screen and hear it, see it open the note for me, and I can put a title, and then I can write a note. But it is opened up for everybody to do that, so I don't know why some can't.
Well, we truly appreciate your participation with this. And I want you to, I just love what I'm seeing and keeping up to date with current trends, especially when I want to learn more about virtual tools and virtual learnings. Activities that help me grow as a profession using data to derive my instruction, and then the professional development really reflecting on that. Staying up to date on best practices, learning how to stay engaged, maybe hyperventilating. Love the picture. I mean, so creative. Again, we just love how you're able to express yourself here. Awesome. Engaging, relevant choices. PD means continuing to grow as a person and as an educator and willing to learn something new and trying to improve your school set. Oh my goodness, your responses are absolutely amazing. You know, as we step back, again, I love the pictures. I love your creativity. Thank you so much. And we'll compile these and we'll send those to the group because we have your emails. And so just super excited about that. That might come through NCEES, but we will, just because we can email.
Yeah, we'll send them out.
Registered. Yes.
Yeah, I love it. Professional development. Yeah, Kathy. So did you want to read out through any more?
Yes.
Awesome.
They are all so awesome. It looks like to me as a person, this is ready to go every day. Someone that dresses professionally, has a growth mindset for students and themselves, and is determined to help their students succeed in life. Anything that will help me improve, utilizing data to drive the total school program, assist students and teachers and staff toward academic, personal, educational achievement. I mean, these are just, I mean, I'm crying right now because they're all so beautiful. We're going to publish these. I mean, this is something that we should all publish, that we should drive what we do. So, you know, for me, and I'm going to just say my little definition, which yours are much better, but it's truly perfecting the skills, perfecting my skills as a teacher. And, you know, with your responses, I don't have to tell you anything that I'm going to tell you, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's truly about perfecting my skills as a teacher. I am a K-6 teacher. My vision and my passion is every child reading on grade level by 3rd grade. And I study this. There's more research, just like what you were saying, there's having that growth mindset. And I want to continually grow in that area. And so that's what professional development means to me. It's having that, perfecting my skill set and that growth mindset, like all of you are saying. I want you to think about 2 hypothetical situations. I want you to think about this. I want you to think about the physician who needs to renew their license to practice, or, you know, to keep their practice going as a physician. You know, their credentials might run out, and so what are they going to do? Maybe one physician might say, oh, I need to read a couple articles. I need to read a book. I just need to get that license and renew my license. But then another physician might say, you know what, there's a great training. I want to attend that. They're going to offer me technical assistance. They're going to offer me an opportunity to see this procedure in, you know, in action. Then they're going to give me follow-up opportunities to where they're going to watch me perform this procedure, because I want the patients in my practice to receive the very best care. And I have to say, between the two, which practice would you go to? And of course, when I think about when I think about all of the professions, from the insurance field to lighting designers to engineers to emergency management to the medical field to our teachers, we're all going through continuing education units and making sure that we are up to date with our license. And I did not have to share that story, because what you're saying here is just absolutely so perfect, because you know the meaning and truly the definition of professional development. So again, we just truly appreciate you being here today, and thank you for defining this, and we are going to publish this somewhere. You guys are awesome. So thank you.
All right, and we do have several that also posted. Thank you, Kathy. That was awesome story there too. It makes a lot of sense. We had some, and I'm sorry for those of you that can't post on the Padlet. I guess we'll have to check out why later. But you can put your answers in the chat, and we have several in the chat as well. So we'll include those when we share these out. And I do like that one that just posted, I love PD online, but I miss in person. We're right there with you, so we do wish we could be with you in person too. But I am glad that we do have this virtual opportunity to reach as many folks as we can. All right, so thank you very much. We're going to go back to the slides. All right, and this Padlet, this is for, as we get through the session, we were going to take your questions in chat. But if we need to, this Padlet is for you to post, where you can put your email if you want to use this Padlet here for us to follow up with you on specific questions. we're going to need your email. And so we might ask you to come out here and post that note here. So we'll use this as a follow-up. And I see a few of you use this Padlet to put in your answers, so that was great as well. So, and we do have so many online options. All right, so just know that keep this Padlet up, and if we ask you to post out there, please do. Okay, we're going to turn it back over to Kathy.
All right. So, of course, there's so many of us that, we are just like, oh, my goodness, I have my continuing license. How do I know exactly what I need to renew my license every 5 years? Well, if I go to the DPI website, and when I truly go to dpi.nc.gov/educators license, and that's right on the DPI website, I can see right here that it's going to give me everything I need to know about, it could be about the testing requirements, it could be about the application process, it could be just, just explaining the process of how this is going to work. And then if I scroll down and I truly look at how many hours do I need to renew my license? And there you can see the requirements that we're going to need, to renew our license. So if we could go back, Cammie, to NCDPI renew or update our license. This, and again, this is all on one page, so you can see on the right-hand side, I scroll down and it says renew or update your professional education license. When I scroll down, it's going to tell me exactly what I need according to my area of licensure. So for me, you can see I'm a K-5 teacher. The 3 means 30 hours. That's 3 CEU credits. So that means I need 30 hours of academic subject. I need 30 hours of literacy as a K-5 teacher. And I need 20 hours of digital learning competencies, and that's over a 5-year period. So I know for me, I'm going to take ownership. I am a teacher. I'm going to take ownership of my license. I'm going to take ownership of that professional development. I'm going to continue to grow each and every year. And so you can see the requirements for the 612 as we all are going through the updating our license, administrators and student services personnel. So, this is just really important to know if you're not sure. So that again, I want to keep this in the back of my mind, and you guys already know the purpose of professional development. So, Cammie, if I could just go back to the next slide, this is really important. But the next slide, especially when I'm looking at, and here it is again, and we wanted to give this to you according to those grade levels, and we just saw it on the DPI website, but here it is for you, just in case you have it in hand. And that if we could turn to the next slide, you will see, especially when we're talking about literacy, because sometimes you're going to receive a credit, for example, from DPI that might give you general credit. But the criteria is all about literacy, and everything that you worked through in that particular professional development session was about phonemic awareness, phonics, fluency, comprehension, vocabulary. Then you could receive literacy credit for that, and that's something that you can speak with your district about in the process. The same thing with digital learning competencies. All of our NCBold opportunities today, they're all you're going to receive digital learning competencies from yesterday and today. We set that up specifically. And maybe from the Friday Institute, you earned a lot of DLC credits because we're all in this virtual mode right now. We're in this blended situation. So I want to ensure that truly when I am looking at DLC credits, that I'm following the standards of what the requirements are according to the DLC standards, digital learning competency standards. So in the chat we see, so 3 equals 30 hours, you are exactly right. That is 3 CEU credits, that's what I need. That is equivalent to 30 hours, okay, over a 5-year period. So again, you know, those are things that you want to be mindful of when you're looking at what is the definition of literacy, digital learning competencies, academic subject, okay? Because it looks different for all of us according to our area of licensure. Because as a K-5 teacher, I need to ensure that I know how to teach children to read. That is my responsibility. And so I want to, like what you said so beautifully in the professional development, I want to develop and perfect my skills in that area. Okay? All right.
Okay, so we do have a couple of questions. One you can't see, I think, Kathy. It says they're a K-12 music teacher, and do they follow K-5 or 612 requirements or both if they're K-12 certified?
Yes, and we will put those in the chat, so we will get those to you. And so I'm seeing those right now, so we will make sure we have all of those requirements right there for you, so you can see those. So thank you so much. Don't know those off the top of my head, but I will have those.
Yeah, so we're getting a lot of specific questions, so we're going to have to follow up with those specific questions.
Okay.
And I believe there are links on that DPI site for EC teachers, for pre-K, for requirements as well.
Yes.
So this was just the overall credit requirements, but do look for those requirements that you need as maybe a pre-K or an EC teacher. Those are links out there.
Yes, and they are housed in this one area, so we'll make sure you know exactly where those are. So thank you.
All right, and this is a document one of my previous coworkers put together. It does talk about the DLC CEUs and why are the DLCs important to you. So I'm just going to click on it real quick, and we're not going to take a lot of time, but this is just what we went over, explaining what Kathy just talked about so well. And then just scroll down and read over this when you have time. And then at the last page is some frequently asked questions. So why are DLCs important? Why should they be important to me? How can I maximize the impact of professional learning? And there's a good document for you to read over there. All right, and then we're going to go, I don't see any other questions right now, other than our specific ones that we will follow up with. Where are your CEUs recorded in your district? And this is different for every district. Many of you are probably HRMS districts, and you know that your credits are being stored over there. We all have access. If you're a certified teacher, certified support staff, you are in NCEES. You get in by your pay code. Teachers are pay code 121. There are several other pay codes out there that put you in NCEES. So for the most part, almost all of our certified staff are in NCEES, and so you definitely have credits in there if you've taken PD in NCEES, or if your district like Brunswick puts all their PD in NCEES. So check with your PD people where these credits are housed. Now, you might want to check with HR, Central Services to find out. Some of you might be using Link HR to keep up with those credits. And then some of you have My Learning Plan, now known as Frontline Professional Growth. And then there are other third-party systems out there, but NCEES is free. So a lot of our districts are looking at fully housing their PD in NCEES. And right now, it currently talks to HRMS. So if you earn credits in NCEES, yes, they can do a transfer process right here. There's a link for them to learn how to do that and transfer the credits from NCEES to HRMS so that they don't have to manually put it in there. So let's take a look at some questions you might need to ask. And if you have any questions about this, do type that in the chat. So you need to find out what is your approval process for PD credits or credit hours in your PSU, in your public school unit. Some districts say you can take all the courses you see in NCEES. Other districts may have guidelines that you may need to get pre-approval before you take it. Maybe you need some approval signatures in place before you take PD, even if it's in NCEES. What if the PD is out of district or out of state? Do you need to follow a certain policy to take those? And then ask, does my PSU have a local policy in place? Where can I go read that if it's a policy for professional development? And how many credit hours can I earn in a given time period? Some districts say for that total of 50-hour credits that Kathy read about earlier on the DPI site, some districts have a requirement that you can't wait until that 5th year to take all 50 hours. They want you to take 10 credit hours per year. So find out. Other districts say, oh, if you get it in that last year, get it in. But you need to find out with your district how that's going to work. And then how do you request approvals if you are supposed to have approvals? We have some districts that use Google Forms. Other districts have a paper form you need to turn in and then get signatures on. Just find out how your district does follow that approval process, especially if you're taking PD out of state. There most probably definitely is an approval process in place. Do we have any questions about that? So Kathy, can you answer, is NCEES connected with Friday Institute? We do work with Friday Institute very closely, and they are.
Yes, yeah. Yes, we do. And so, in fact, I was speaking with Friday Institute this week, and so as far as adding the courses into NCEES, yes, your district can do that. You know, as far as, you know, the certificates that you have earned through the Friday Institute from last spring and even throughout the summer. So, yes, we work closely with the Friday Institute, but your district will probably have a certain procedure on how those certificates that you've earned and you've worked so hard for, how those are being awarded to you as CEU credits. So, yes, we do work closely with the Friday Institute, and we're very, very thankful for their collaboration.
Okay, and we're going to ask this, we're going to find out about this next question. Who do I ask about the approval process? So here you go. Where do I find information about professional development in my district? And who is my professional development lead? Well, the first place you might want to look is your specific school website or your district website. So I posted a few out here for you to go look at. These are links to where I found professional development on a school website. So I did searches for CEUs, for certification, for professional development, for licensure, for human resources. So let's just click on a couple and see. You probably want to maybe start with your principal. They may know where to go. Or if you know who your NCEES lead is, they're probably working closely with HR people. So here's a professional development, how to do your renewal credits out here at Lexington. And let's see what else we have out here. Let's look at Alamance Burlington. Here they have a list of their online professional development. They have a human resources team link here for you. So here it looks like, well, Melanie is probably who you need to contact if you're over there in Alamance. Let's just click on maybe one more. Let's try this one. So just know that your websites are probably all going to be different. Most of them should have little places where you can search. Here's human resources, who to contact for information, licensure information. Check your website. They have a lot of resources out there for you. All right, and then here's Brunswick. Brunswick's PD page. So Kathy, you're probably very familiar with this.
Yes, and I appreciate the questions in the chat. And so that is where, for every public school unit, PSU stands for public school unit, and that encompasses our districts, our county level, our charters, our lab schools. So that encompasses, PSU encompasses all of our schools in the state of North Carolina. So every district might have a different process, and you should familiarize yourself with this process. And so I know that's why we put this here, so that you could see that there is a very particular process. For example, someone said, you know what, I stayed with my mom, I earned some professional development outside possibly of this state, but I received a certificate. So that is where you need to go through the process of what is required from your district. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, in Brunswick, it was very, very specific. There was a form that we had to fill out that was attached to, the certificate was attached to this form, and then it was processed accordingly and approved, and it must be approved. so that is where you need to really just check out what are the expectations of my district. And I think, you know, Cammie's going to give you some time to maybe look at that. But this was a great visual for us to see. Every county, every public school unit's a little bit different.
Yep, so hopefully while we were looking, you guys went out there and checked your own websites as well. Take ownership of this. This is your credits, and if you have outside PD credit, definitely there should be somebody that you will finally link up with to be able to find out what that process is. You start with your principal, start at your school level, and then maybe go to county level to find out where that process is. All right, and so I think we can move on, and we'll talk more about entering those credits and NCEES in a little bit. So we're going to turn this back over to Kathy.
Well, this is just my favorite graphic, and this is just like the selling point for me with NCEES. And by the way, Cammie created this, and it's just beautiful because to me, this is what true choice, and you said this with your Padlet, true choice, a time for me to grow, just like someone put in the chat, a time I took a professional development that helped and enhanced my skills. Keeping everything in NCEES is like a one-stop shop. And so I want you to think of all the professional developments that we are being offered today. So from the state level, I want you to think about MTSS. We all should be familiar with that. Every public school unit in the state of North Carolina should be very familiar with the MTSS process. There are modules. And once I have completed all of those little green boxes and I've got everything checked, I earn those CEU credits. It populates on the transcript, which we're going to show you at the end of the session today. Maybe, just like you're taking NCBold right now, I can register through NCEES. That's one of the things that I'm working on is I'm going to be working on in between our sessions today, awarding those CEU credits by who has signed in or who has used the QR code. And so it's a very easy process. I click that you have signed in according because you have to register first. It immediately populates on your transcript. Maybe it's regional. In the Southeast region, we have something called the Southeast Alliance where we bring our expert teachers to share their most effective processes and strategies. So just like we did with NCBold, there's registration. This summer it was virtual, and they have already been awarded their CEU credits. Maybe at your district level, you're taking reading research to classroom practice, which, by the way, is a 40-hour literacy course. And I can apply 10 of those to the academic subject. Guess what? Put it in NCEES, finish the course, it populates on my transcript. Maybe it's about lesson planning in my district. Maybe it's about graphic organizers. Maybe it's about formative assessments like Mr. Tabari Wallace was talking about yesterday. Maybe it's even about the school-based teacher working conditions data. Maybe because of that data, we decided as a faculty to do a book study. And guess what? I can put this in NCEES, the book study, earn 10 hours throughout the school year in my PLCs or in my faculty meetings, and once I've completed it, it's right there on my transcript. Maybe it's where what you said, continuously growing, looking at my PDPs, maybe having that conversation with my principal about specific areas where I want to grow and taking those very online, very specific opportunities like with the Friday Institute. It's in NCEES, I finished the course, it's on my transcript. And then, like Cammie's going to talk about, and like someone mentioned in the chat, you know what, I took this course and I received a certificate, now what? Well, guess what? It can be entered into NCEES. I don't have to worry about handling that certificate or getting lost. I can attach that and scan that, enter it at NCEES. Once it's approved, then it populates on my transcript. So it keeps everything organized. It's almost like the one-stop shop. I have my evaluations, I have the professional development opportunities, and look, just like we give our students choice, look at all the choices our teachers have. So again, I hope that you will just enjoy this opportunity working through NCEES, and as we're perfecting our skills, that you will find that these are very helpful for you as a professional. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. All right, so we're going to go and look at NCEES. And where do I find professional development in NCEES? Well, we have a tab called Professional Development. Sorry about my little drop down up there. There's your tab, Professional Development. Let me see if I can get over to NCEES. Oh. All right, so here we are. All right, so here I have a test teacher, and here is Professional Development. So we're going to click on this tab, and notice what I have on this page. I have channels. We call these channels. I have a course search channel. I can find courses aligned to standards in this channel. I can find focus area aligned courses in this channel. Let's minimize that. You can minimize this if you want. Well, I think you can. It's not doing it. And down here, I have Professional Development News. And this is where I manage the system. So I try to keep an eye out for our newsletters that come out from DPI and post out here any PD that I see coming through those newsletters as well to let you know what is out there for you to take. So let's start at the top. Here is your course search. It's automatically bulleted on courses. If your district has a PD playlist and they ask you to go search for their playlist, you can do that by clicking the bullet there. Most of the folks I know that have the PD playlist, and I'll explain what that is, it's where they've taken PD that is in NCEES. They've taken maybe 5 courses or 5 opportunities, learning opportunities. They've bundled them together for maybe their beginning teacher or their residency teachers or their teachers that are learning to be mentors, and bundled those courses together for them to take, and they've put it in a playlist. And so you just go find that playlist. You have all 5 courses that you need to take, and we'll take a look at that. But that is what a playlist is, so some of your districts may be using that. So we're going to look for courses today. Over here I have a search button to search. Well, what can I search? I just hover over this I, and it looks like if I know a course number, I can put it in. If I know a course title, I can put it in. Course description, it'll find words in course descriptions, the section number, the section title, the section notes, or if this is an instructor-led course and I know the instructor's name, I can put that in there as well. We have an advanced search here where I can look for, and we don't use all of these, so we have non-Moodle courses, Moodle courses, DPI's Canvas courses are out here. Those are the ones you probably need to select. Most of your districts that are building out courses, they build them out with a non-Moodle selection. Here you can put the course title in, the course description. If you know searching for PD to take that starts on a certain date, or you can just click Show All Opportunities. I'm going to go back to show you how you can do that from here too. Here's the Show All as well. And then now you have all the courses. All right, so I don't need all the courses, so we're going to take a look over here. Here's some refinement areas. These are the subjects, and we're going to talk about more about those on the channel page as well. So notice that you can search and refine the data out there. As soon as I click on something, oh, that didn't have anything. So this is going to help you refine those. Maybe I want to find only self-paced courses, and now I have only self-paced courses. So let's look at one. So here's one that's called What Great Teachers Do Differently. It gives me a little note about what it's about. I can hover over the credit, or I might click on this one. Yep. So I click on it. I see what type of credit it's going to give me. Here it says it's worth 1 CEU, and it's for a literacy credit. 43 people have viewed this course. And then here, up here in the corner is a pin. Maybe I'm really interested in this course, but I'm not ready to register or start it yet. So I can pin the course, and I'll show you where that lives in a minute. So let's pin that course. And then I can do Show My Pin Courses later. And now I just have my list of pinned courses. So I can do Show All Courses. Up here in the corner, if you want to sort your courses, you can say, well, what is the most viewed course? So we're going to do high to low. And here it is, 21st Century Mentoring Self-Paced. Has over 209,000 views, or people that have gone out here to take it. All right, so just work with those. When I click on the title, here again I have more notes. Do read down and look through your course details. Sometimes there are important notes. We have one course that DPI creates that you have to email somebody to get your credit. So make sure you read these notes because it'll be in these notes here. And if it's been released, which means it's in the catalog, you'll see it here in the catalog. And then what districts can take it. If your district is posting this out, maybe they've just only posted it to your high schools. So only the high schools would be seeing it. So self-paced courses, you start. So you would click the start button, and it will put it on your My Courses page. I want to come back to professional development page. Do we have any questions? All right, good. So again, we didn't do just the single search. So if we do like math, let's see if we have anything with math in it. We do. It's going to find here, literacy strategies in the math classroom. So search for those. You search by any kind of subject area and see if we have courses out there for you. All right. So let's look at the other channels. And these are kind of the refinements that you saw when we did the show all. But here you can look for courses aligned to standards. So maybe I'm an assistant principal and I want to find some courses aligned to strategic leadership. Let's hope there's something out here. Now, whoever built the course had to align the standards to that standard. So yes, this one did have some courses built out, aligned to the principal standard. And here's a list that meet that standard that I can come out, look through, and take to help me meet my goal to meet that standard. So y'all are working on your professional development plans. That is a way to find courses aligned to the goals that you've set by whatever standard you've chosen to work on. Okay. Let me let that look back up. I did want to tell you, explore buttons don't do anything. So you just need to do the available buttons. So here's a teacher standard, standard 1. You can keep drilling down. And you can even drill down here. The next drill down is just going to give you these developing, proficient, accomplished, distinguished. Really don't know why that does that, but it doesn't go any farther than that. So you just click available and see if there's any available courses out there for element 1A. And here are our courses. All right, let's come back. The next area is our focus area aligned courses. And I will tell you, these also have to be tagged when the course builder builds the course. So if they've not done that and you're not finding anything under what you've searched for, still go out there and do the view all search and do like a word search because they may or may not be tagged. Let's see if World Languages has anything tagged. And World Languages does have some out here. All right, we're going to come back to professional development. All right, so somebody was looking for CEL. I'm a systems girl, so you're going to have to remind me what CEL stands for.
Social Emotional Learning.
Okay. I don't know if we can search maybe. Let's try.
So we're going to talk a little bit about transcripts a little bit later, and so you know, if we could, I know that there's some questions. If I'm leaving a district, you know, how do I, you know, if I'm just leaving, if I'm moving, how do I make a copy of all those CEU credits? So we'll talk about that. Just
yes, we'll talk about that.
Thank you.
All right. So there was one for social emotional. So just try different words, and you should be able to find a course that you can take. All right, and that was all those areas. These ones down here are brand new, so you may not find many connected to the DLCs. There are a couple out there. Durham wanted to connect their courses to their district strategic plan, the 5 elements of that. So Durham, you may be able to use these, and maybe other districts have picked up on using those alignments. And then I also put out here the digital learning standards for students, the ISTE standards for courses that might help teachers with that will then help them teach their students. But these are probably not in use yet because these are fairly brand new within the last few months. All right. Now that you've got your course, and hopefully y'all have been out there and found one, or you've already been in here and signed up for courses, you would then go to the My Courses channel. I guess I should go start one for this student, this guy. Do the math. And we're going to start one for this test person. All right. So notice when you started, it's going to take you out to the course. And we're not going to wait for that to load. But this was a Moodle course, so it's taking me, yep, there it goes. It took me out to Moodle. Quick note about Moodle while we're out here. If you see dotted dashed squares over here, these are required activities. If you see squares with straight lines and they're not dotted, you have to check them, but it's not required to check them. So the only way to complete this Moodle course is to have the system check each activity as you finish it. We get that question a lot, okay? All right, so I'm going to go to My Courses. All right, so on this page, again, you have the same news out here. It's the same as the one that's on this page. Here's a good view. So your evaluator can recommend courses to you. They can also require that you take courses. If they've recommended courses to you, you can click on the title and sign up for them. Maybe you don't want to see this list anymore. Maybe you don't care about taking any of them, and you don't have to because it's recommended. You can hide it. Are you sure you want to hide it? Yes, and now it's gone. And then maybe I think about it later. Well, maybe I did want to take that course. I can bring it back to view the hidden course. Click on there. Just click back out here, and either click on the title and go to it, or click on the I and unhide it. Okay. Required training is going to have the same type of list, but you will not have the little eyeballs. So you cannot hide required training. And this does not email you when it shows up out here. Hopefully your principal is in communication with you, or your evaluator that has assigned the training to let you know, hey, go look at your required training that I've put out there for you to take, and go ahead and sign up for it. Once you sign up for courses, they're going to be in your My Courses tab. And here's your learning opportunities. You can close the list. You can open the list. Here's the one I just signed up for. We showed you how to click on the title to go start it. Maybe I've put it on my list and I don't want to take it anymore. I can withdraw from it by clicking here. I can do a view all. And here's just another view out here. Maybe you signed up for a course that has a wait list, and you'll click over here to see if you're still on the wait list. Under here is also another way to withdraw. And the little arrow over here, and you can view the section number. This is an instructor-led course, what date it's taken. That's a good reminder here. If you signed up for an instructor-led course, check those dates and make sure it's not complete. Because then we just need to send a reminder to the teacher or to the course person that set it up to please archive that course so it's no longer out there. You can view the course again. See, I've started it in Moodle. Now, instead of saying start, it says view again. This button over here, I'm finished. Well, it does not work for North Carolina. We expect you to go view your course, take your course, and then the system knows when you're complete. It will feed back your credits to your transcript. This does not make you finish the course in North Carolina. You have to go take the course, do the hours that it's intended to do, and it will send you your credits back when you're complete. Okay, let's get back and make sure we've covered everything on this page. Any courses you've pinned, open that up, and you're going to see your pinned courses. We're going to talk about my transcript in just a minute. This learning opportunity button is pretty much the same as your view all button. And then some course people that set up their courses do a survey at the end of their course. If they've assigned you a survey, you must take it because you will earn your credits even if you don't take it, but you won't get your certificate until you've taken your survey. All right. Make sure we've covered everything. It is 10:30, so we've got about 20 minutes. Oh, let me go back. All right, so we've covered everything about professional development. Where's another place that I can go find professional development in NCEES? And that's in your observation. So I don't know if everybody knows about that. So let's take a quick look. That little drop down gets my way. All right, so let's go to my evaluation. And this is a test user, so they're going to have more evaluations than you do. I'm hoping I've opened this up where we can go see this. So this is what I do over the summer. I test these out for you to make sure everything's working. And we're going to go look at observation 1. And we're going to look in the observation. And I don't know if anybody's ever noticed, there is a very tiny light bulb over here on the left in front of each of these elements. And so that light bulb is where we can have light bulb moments. So if I click on that light bulb, I get courses that have been aligned to those standards. So maybe I'm struggling. Maybe I've talked with my principal's been to observe me, and he marked me kind of low on a standard. And maybe I do need to really work on that standard or that element. And is there a course I can take? So in the middle, this is what your evaluator would choose. Notice this evaluator has required this course, and the evaluator has recommended this course. So this is where the evaluator recommends and requires. However, you, as a teacher or support staff, you don't need to do these steps in the middle here. You can just come over here to the right, and you can register for a course. And here's the courses out there. It's going to say click register. And then it's going to say click next. You're almost done registering. And now it says congratulations, you've registered for this course. You can go to the course, you can go back to your course list, or go back to the course search. And look, if I want to add this to my calendar, I can click here and add it to your external calendar, or download that ICS file that you open up and it adds to your calendar. So that's all about the light bulb moment. I hope that's a good learning thing for you today, that you can find those courses that way.
So, Cammie, I mean, just because of the pause here, and I know that this is available for our administrators. So Ashley asked, is that feature available for administrators aligned to their standards?
Let's see. I don't remember if we have light bulbs in the administrator plan. Let's see. Look at my test person and see if I can get to it because of the principal process. I think it probably should be. I got to remember where the rubric is. Here it is. Yes. Yes, it is. So you won't have the light bulb in your self-assessment. You should have the light bulb in your plan. Abbreviated people, you may not have light bulbs. That's a different rubric. So it may, when they align these, they align them to teacher evaluation, and that covers standard, comprehensive, and late hire. We're trying to work on getting it to connect to abbreviated, but abbreviated folks, you may not have that light bulb. Everybody else should have those. But it's going to be in your observation, not your self-assessment. Okay, any other questions, Kathy? think we're good. All right. All right, so let's get moving because it is 10:30. Well, I don't like that screen. Let's try this again. All right, we may have to do the small view. Okay, I hope you guys can see this. Let me make it bigger. All right, another place where you can see what courses are in NCEES is this link right here, and I'll put that in the chat. I've done an export of all the courses that are in NCEES, and it will take us out to our NCEES Google site, our NCEES Information and Resources. And we are actually under the online tool, the NCEES Professional Development page. So if you scroll down here, here is a list of all the courses. You just click, there's a little gray box on the right, top right. And here's a list of all the courses that are out there. And you can scroll through here. You might need to change our view so we can see a little bit more. But you have the course number, the course title. Is it self-paced or instructor-led? Is it a Moodle course or a DPI Canvas course? And these are just the DPI courses. Do know that DPI courses are almost always general credits. It is up to your district to approve it to be something different. So do know that we do general because your district has the choice of what it gets approved for, depending on your job role, your job title, and the credits that you need, and does the content fit whatever credit type you're requesting. So they will check all of that out. All right, so that's a good resource for you. Let me try one more time. There we go. Good. All right, and then where do I find professional development outside of NCEES? So we talked about this earlier. If you're retired or on leave for a little bit, I'll put this in the chat as you don't have the slides. So Dr. Socks in our educator support, and I worked on, Dr. Socks got a lot of this list together, and they worked together to put this together for, we have a lot of people looking for PD, retired teachers looking for PD, but you're only in NCEES if you're actively employed. So here's a place, and this is also for, if you are in NCEES, you can still come out here too. But this is a place where everybody can go find some courses to take. So here's a Friday Institute. And a lot of you are probably doing all these MOOC courses that are out here. Here's some courses here. And here's Kathy's courses out here. She created this for you. So go check those out. All right, so any questions about finding outside credit? Now, there's lots of other places. DPI has not vetted all of those or sourced them out. You're going to have to do your own sourcing and get your own approval from your districts before you take any of those. So don't go take something big, or even some of these are paid opportunities. So before you pay for something, make sure your district is going to approve it. So we click the link up here to Online Professional Development. I put it in the chat as well. And this is your list, and you just click on each of these links and see what they're offering currently. And another place to find PD development, did you know that you can sign up for newsletters from DPI? So that's this link. Put that in the chat. And you just put in your email address. Can't remember how I'm signed up. Let's see that. I don't know if that's the one I have. All right. So once you do get signed up, it's going to tell you to please check the newsletters that you want to receive. You're probably wanting to come down here to department and division news. Maybe you're a charter school. Maybe you work with the deaf. Maybe you are work in psychology. maybe your ELA here, here's a high school, here's a middle school. They're all the time putting PD in their newsletters. So find one that works for you or more and submit those, and then you'll start receiving those newsletters. All right, and those are ones I watch to try to put on the PD page, but I can't put them all out there, so sign up for what you need. Okay, now let's talk about Transfer Credit Manager, and we'll go back over to NCEES to look at that. And then we'll be wrapping up so we can do our activity in just a few minutes. So let's go to PowerSchool. Everybody can see Transfer Credit Manager, but should you use it? Only if your district has somebody to approve. And let me tell you what this is used for. Transfer Credit Manager is where, as a teacher or support staff, I can go take those outside PDs. I get my certificate, and if my district has okayed me to use this in NCEES, I can put that certificate request to show as a CEU on my transcript in NCEES. So I would create a new credit request. I would enter my PD event here. I would type in a description. Anything with a red asterisk is required. I would put in my dates, the number of hours that I took. Maybe this was a 3-hour event. And then what am I asking them to approve credit for? Maybe I thought this should give me 2 DLC credits and maybe 1 academic credit. All right. So I would enter those, and I guess those are point 0.1 because one hour is 0.1 credits.
Yes, so the 0.3 is 3 hours, just like 3 is 30 hours.
And then I can attach my certificate. If I'm required in my district to attach approval signatures, I would attach those, and I would submit it for credit approval. I can put a note in there if I want, but I don't have to. And here we go. So now it's submitted for approval. But if you don't have somebody out here approving, it's just going to sit out here in limbo. Okay? All right, so that was just a quick overview for that. Transfer Credit Manager. Find out from your district if you can use that. All right, so we need to get to talking about our transcript. We'll take about 5 or 6 minutes to do that. And we're going to turn it back over to Kathy. So you let me know when you want me to go to the live site, if at all.
Okay, all right. So what we're going to talk about now is the transcript. So many of you in the chat, you've been asking, so if I'm leaving my district, if I'm moving to another state, I've earned many CEU credits. So remember we talked about how I need to take ownership of my professional development. And so also, I'm going to take ownership of renewing my license every 5 years if I have a continuing license in North Carolina. Requirements could be different in other states. But the most important thing is that when I'm leaving a district, I can take a copy and print a copy of my transcripts and take that with me, your actual CEU transcripts. So remember, your district has a very specific process. Professional development coordinator, just like Cami explained earlier, many in the HR realm work in with the CEU credits and the licensure renewal. So I want you to take a look at what it looks like in NCEES. And I just love this because I want you to notice I am one, I do not like hard copies. So I could print the copy of my transcript if I needed. Remember how we talked how everything in NCEES, that whole differentiated process of all the professional development, I can print that. It populates right on my transcript, all of those CEU credits, or I could just make a PDF and email it to myself. And so that's exactly what you want to do. So you want to check the platform that your district, your public school unit is using. And it's a wonderful question to ask. Hey, you know, I need a copy of my CEU credits as I am getting ready to renew. where am I, what do I need? And this is where we are keeping up with that often. So that's a wonderful feature with NCEES. I want you to look at the tabs where it says select tabs to view, all single earned credit tabs. Now this is very important. I'm going to go ahead and tell you I'm renewing June of 2021. And so I know exactly what I need, and I need digital learning competencies. And so I'm working on that. NCBold was perfect for me. I had the opportunity to take 2 courses yesterday, and so it was just great. And I learned so much. It will help me in my perfecting of my skills, but it also helps me with renewing my license. So with each one of these tabs, it will tell me how many literacy credits do I have, academic subject, how many digital learning competencies. Technology is going away, so that kind of is kind of involved with digital learning competencies. But even with leadership, you know, I work a lot with beginning teachers and our mentors. And so when we finish a mentor training and those mentors want leadership, they would like to have leadership CEU credits, we can offer that. So again, if you'll notice on line 1 of my transcript, I see my county, I see the course number, and you're going to see that with NCBold because this is going to be in NCEES soon. You know, once you have completed these courses, you'll see the course number, the section number, the title. You'll see this particular title. We're not going to talk about surveys, but the date, the beginning and the end date will be there, the completion. I can even, that live blue link, I can print myself a certificate if my district, or maybe I am so proud of that course that I finished it. If it's a 40-hour Math Foundations course, I want to print that and keep that in my portfolio. Or if I'm just looking for the CEU credits, it's right here on my transcript. And again, it tells you exactly what you have. I can, from general credit to digital learning competencies. And notice that the 0.15 that we have here that we're offering to all of you during NCBold, that's around an hour and a half. So it is just, again, a great way to just to keep everything so organized. And like you said so beautifully in the beginning, it's matching up to my PDP goals. It's matching up to exactly with the light bulb moment where I want to perfect my skills as a teacher, because really all of this is about our students. It's all about just enhancing what I do so that my students can grow to their fullest potential. So, yes. So I just want to, you know, I really want you to take a look at your transcripts. If you have any more questions, remember, we are here to serve you, and we want to walk you through this process if you're still struggling. So I'll put my email in the chat, and you're welcome to just contact me anytime about this. So thank you.
And Kathy, did you talk about the little transcript summary down there? Maybe take a half a minute.
Oh, yes. So the transcript summary, if you'll look to the right, so this is what I'm going to turn in basically. If I'm renewing my license and I have a continuing license, this is where it's going to house everything. I have 60 hours of general credit, but I know as an elementary teacher I need 30. And so I want to be able to monitor that because I need to know what I need according to my license and where I am in that process. And so that's where that DPI is going, that DPI website is going to help you. So this tally is going to help you so much to just kind of keep you up to date as far as what you need to renew.
Okay. And I see some specific questions about older credits that you've taken. You're going to ask your district if they'll approve those. If they may be out of date, your district will let you know. Down at the bottom of your screen, a transfer credit manager request shows up as the screenshot at the bottom of your screen. It only shows the credits and the dates that it was entered and the title, but it is on your certificate with the credits and the credit type. Can you get that general changed to something else? Only if your district has a NCEES district administrator that's been assigned to do that. Some districts are not doing that. Some districts are, and they have a process for you to request that, hey, I took this course in NCEES. I want it, it says general, can it be literacy? So you just need to find out if they'll do that. Some people are just doing that change in their third-party system, not in NCEES, so find out about your district. All right, so we only have a couple minutes, so I will put this in the chat so you can do it at your leisure, because I want to get you that get you the QR code so you can mark yourself attended today. So this is just a little scavenger hunt for you to go answer those questions. This is just going to be a little reminder of where we've been today, and then the answers are on the next few slides. So we're going to skip over that real quick. Let me escape out of that, because I don't think we're going to have time to do that. We're going to unhide this slide. We're going to move this box. And let me get it off the screen there. Let me present. Now is when you need to get out your app and scan that code. All right. Try that again. So we have a couple people having an issue with the Survey Planet link. It is working for me. If you don't have a way to scan, we know that you've attended. Kathy and I will be working on that to make sure you get marked as attended. There is a place for you to report that, Kathy. Here, down at the bottom of the screen. If you're having an issue, let me put that in the chat.
Yes, and remember this QR code for me, I downloaded the app on my iPad, the Performance app, and it has just worked beautifully. So we just really encourage you to use the QR code. But also, I know that Jill shared out a Google Doc that you can also record. You can also record your attendance. So please go to the bit.ly below. NCBold September attendance if the code is something is going on with the code. And you do need to register. So that's what's really important, because the QR code is going to match up to that 10-digit UID number that you put into NCEES each and every day when you work through that. Or,
yeah.
You do need to be registered in order for this to work.
We had this issue with my session last night, and they were registered, and it was giving them that message. But eventually some of them got it to work.
Oh, good. Yeah, and so just make sure you're registered. Make sure you have, and if you're using the QR code, the beauty of the QR code is that when you go to Performance Matters, you're going to see that, oh, there's the session. I'm going to click that blue button that says scan, and it should just immediately mark you attended. So, well, how do you know it's going to work? Typically it will give you a little checkbox, but I will be working through those credits this afternoon and tonight as we speak. So you will see those on your NCEES transcript. So all of your CEU credits that you're earning through NCBold, you can check on your NCEES transcript, and they will be there, just like we learned today. So the access code, Cammie was sharing that access code earlier, but I'm going to go ahead and share that again. It's capital K, lowercase e, capital X, capital U, 4S. And there it is. Cammie put that in. And so that is going to be your access code. And this is great future, we're all learning. This is a learning curve for all of us, so we just encourage you to try it. We encourage you to just step out, just see if this works for you. And of course, we're going to work with you if something does happen and it's not showing up appropriately, but we will work until it's correct. And so this is just a great way to earn those CEU credits.
Thank you, guys. We're going to say, we're going to stop recording, so we're going to say, have a good day. I do have an 11 o'clock webinar as well, so hopefully I can talk for that one. We're going to say goodbye. We'll leave this up for a minute. I'm going to stop recording first. So thank you all for attending. You guys were awesome today. And Kathy, thank you for your input. You were awesome as well. I appreciate your input all the time.
Thank you, thank you. And if I could just stay on just a minute, I want to give my, I know you have to leave, but I just want to give my email, and I want to help people that need help. And I want to give my phone number if they need me. So thank you for being there. Let me share my email. Okay, thank you. Please call, please email. We will help you through this process. Thank you so much, and goodbye. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, we're having attendance issues. Here's the code one more time.